How can financial planning can shape the reality of our dreams? Hi, my name is Baluyot and this is my investment portfolio. So financial planning isn't just about budgeting or using formulas for an investment. So it is like turning dreams into reality. So for this project, I have created my own personalized plan that shows my current priorities and goals in life. In this project I also aim to show how thoughtful can savings and investing can truly help to achieve this dream. So for this one, I have focused into two specific goals. One short-term and long-term decision. So we're going to talk about that later. And with these goals, I have tailored investment plans and saving plan using some financial tools to achieve these targets. So let's start with short-term goals. Short-term goals. So for short-term goals, I put here on saving for a printer. Why printer? My plan is when I graduated and in the future, if I aim to, be a teacher, a public teacher, or a private teacher, I think having my own printer is an essential tool for a teacher because you have the access of having instructional materials or visual aids, and like printing my own, if I have to print my own lesson plan, I have my own printer. So here I have showed you the overview. So my goal is buy a printer, which is a Canon Pixma 3-in-1 printer, and my target amount for that is 10,000 pesos, and the time frame is 3 years. As you can see here, going back, the budget that I have searched is around 8,395. So I closed it within 10,000 pesos. So that's my target amount. Bank to use. The bank that I will be using for this short-term goal is the Maya app. So Maya app is a Filipino financial services and digital payments company based in Metro Manila. Meron na siyang app like GCash payment, and Maya app offers some various it has some features, and one of them is savings. Okay, so let's dig deeper to that. So before that, I have here my investment plan overview here. So financial instrument, I have 3 instruments for this one. So I have my backups. First one, I have savings. So the savings, the interest rate is 3.5%. So in 3.5%, that is the standard interest rate in Maya. So that's for like yung pinaka for the beginners. Yeah. And time to invest is monthly. All of them are monthly. Then time deposit, also interest rate of 3.5%. And loan, they have a learn service. So for the beginners, or for if you are eligible to use their loan, they don't have what do you call this? They don't have interest rate, but they have a service fee of 3.99%. So here, yeah. So I have here showed you the targets of our computations. So for the savings, we are going to compute for our principal amount, or ano yung amount na kailangan nating ano yung kailangan nating amount na ibayad monthly, time deposit, at magkano yung makukuha nating interest, and loan. Kumbaga, if I failed to repay what I borrowed in a or the required time, how much will be my penalty? Okay, so here I have my preview of my computations, and now let's dig deeper with our computation. So let's start with savings. So my allowance is 500 pesos weekly, and I'll have 1,200 pesos monthly. So I want to save 10,000 pesos in 36 months or in 3 years. So if I deposit money monthly, the annual interest rate is 3.5%. So the question is, how much do I need to deposit each month? The reason why I didn't what do you call this? I didn't put exact money on my own because I want myself to be disciplined enough, because this savings this is savings is unlike like putting a money on a piggy bank. It's like I have to discipline myself that I have to put this specific amount of money for me to achieve this 10,000 pesos. So that's why we're going to find the principal amount or the value of how much do I need to deposit each month. Okay, so here I use the future value of ordinary annuity. So here is the formula here on this screen, and then what do you call this? Iniba natin siya because ang hinahanap nga natin ay principal amount. So we have here the future value, kasi yung goal natin is 10,000 pesos. So given na siya. And inahanap natin si monthly deposit and rate. Ayan, si rate natin, dinivide natin siya by 12. So using the 3.5% and dividing it into 12, we got there the decimal value, 0.002967. And the value of time, or ang value ng N, ay 36 months or 3 years. So we're going to use the time medium of months. So here I have substituted all of the values to our formulas, and we calculated it as 263.85 pesos. Ayan. So for checking, I have checked it using the future value itself, the formula. Ayan, ang pinaka-total or pinaka-exact amount na makukuha talaga natin within 36 months is 9,999.88 pesos. So that's the exact amount. Kung ilang cents na lang yun, piso na lang yun, okay? So, mind you, again, our target, ang pinaka-target talaga ng natin is around 8,000 to 9,000. So, I think this is enough for buying my printer. Okay, so here, I need 263.85 pesos to deposit money monthly, and annual interest rate is 3.5%. Okay, so if that is for my savings. Okay, let's talk about time deposit. So in the Maya app, it has a feature of Maya's time deposit plus. So in here, it is indicated for the beginners. It also have the interest rate of 3.5%. Okay, so still have the aim money of 10,000 pesos and the time frame within 3 years. So I have here conceptualized my own problem. So let's read this. So let's say I saved and managed to hit my 10,000 pesos goal within the first year of my 3-year plan. And then I decided to lock in this 10,000 pesos for the remaining 2 years of my original time frame. Okay, so let's break it down. Okay. My goal is 10,000 pesos and my plan is 3 years. Okay. Na-achieve ko na yung 10,000 within 1 year. Okay, and I locked, may feature yung sinasabi na ilalock mo yung 10,000 pesos and hahayaan mo lang muna yung 10,000 pesos within 2 years. So, the question is, how much interest will I earn on that locked-in of 10,000 pesos during the remaining of 2 years assuming the 3.5 annual interest rate remain constant. Okay, so we are looking for the value of the interest. So, because we just locked in 10,000 pesos on my account, so 10,000 is sure na. So, if I want to grow it out with an interest, magkano yung makukuha natin on that 2 years remaining? Okay, so here, I've still used the future value of an ordinary annuity for the formula. And then we solved for the monthly deposit. Okay. Change natin yung ating formula because we're going to find for our principal amount. Ayan, by substituting our values, which is the future value, which is 10,000 pesos. And we have our interest rate of 3.5% and divided into 12. So we still have the decimal value of 0.0029167. And our number of time is 12 months since we finished it within 1 year. Okay. So, by substituting the values, we got 820.05 pesos per month. So if I aim to finish my 10,000 pesos target amount within 1 year, I have to monthly deposit on my time deposit account of 800 pesos or 825 pesos. So, if we're going to assume it or assumption, per year, makakakuha tayo ng 9,840 pesos by I have just multiplied it by 12. Okay. So in here, we calculated the future value for the next 2 years. So we're going to find here now the value of our interest. Okay. So for the whole 2 years, ayan, so hinahanap na natin si interest. Here we have the value of our principal amount, which is 10,000 pesos. Rate is still that 0.002917, and this is the remaining one, the 24%. Okay, mayroon na tayong principal amount na 10,000 pesos because na-complete na natin siya within 1 year. And gagamitin natin yung 24 months because we're going to find the interest. So, using the future value formula and substituting it to our to our formula, we got 10,724 pesos. Okay, so may butal. Yung 10,000 pesos natin may butal. So, all we have to do is to subtract the future value with its principal amount. So, the future value is 10,724 pesos minus 10,000 pesos, and we got 728 pesos. So, on that 2 years na nilock in natin, nung nilock in natin yung 10,000 pesos natin ng 1 year and pinalago natin siya using the interest, yung nakuha nating interest is 728 pesos. Kung iisipin, mas malaki yung interest na makukuha natin sa savings account. But the thing is, one of my observations for this time deposit is, if you want to be goal-oriented, or the purpose of time deposit is goal-oriented, if you really want to aim faster your target amount, which is on my case, my target amount is 10,000 pesos, and I have to grow with, it's like I have to reward myself with an interest of 728 pesos. Still, I have still achieved my 10,000 pesos. It's just the time, sayang, kasi nabuo mo na yung 10,000. So, why not kunin? Di mo na siya kunin ng 1 year pa lang. So, we have siguro in my case, my target is 3 years. So, before 3 years, saka ko palang kukunin yung accumulate ko na amount. Okay. So, what if I have this option that I have a loan? So, ang Maya app, meron din siyang feature na tinatawag na Maya Easy Credit Loan. So, nagpapa-loan din si Maya app. So, in here, it has some of restrictions, okay? Kasi nga manghiram tayo ng pera. Sabi dito sa Maya Easy Credit Loan, there is no traditional interest. Yung traditional interest sa bangko mismo, wala siyang ganon. Pero, meron siyang service fee na 3.99% ng hiniram mong pera. And meron din siyang DST or the Documentary Stamp Tax. Ayan. Fixed siya. Fixed siyang ina-add sa ating i-repay o sa hiniram natin pera. And that costs 6.16 pesos. So, may tax siya na 6.16 pesos. And then, ito. Late payment penalty. Okay. The duration for this loan is only 30 days. Okay. Yung 30 days na yon, pag nabayaran mo yung hiniram mo, there's no penalty. Kapag lumagpas ka na sa 30 days mo, dun na papasok yung penalty ni Maya app. So, if you fail to repay your borrowed amount within 3 days, or within 30 days rather, of the due date, a penalty of 0.17% of your borrowed money will be added. This 0.17% is the interest per day, or this is the 0.17% of your borrowed money. So I have here an assumption problem. Okay, if I fail to repay my debt, o if I fail na bayaran yung utang ko na 10,000 pesos within 3 months, how much will I pay? Okay. I have here calculations. Here. Sabi dito, calculate the original due in 30 days. So, our principal amount is 10,000 pesos yung hiniram natin. Yung service fee ay 399 pesos. Tama. The 3.99% of my borrowed money, and DST, which is 6.16 pesos. So, yung pinaka-original ko dapat lang nababayaran ay 10,405.16 pesos. Yung pinaka-butal ko lang talaga is 405.16 pesos. Hindi nga natin siya na-aim. Kumbaga, nakaligtaan natin siyang bayaran o wala pa akong pambayad within that 30 days, and nakaligtaan ko na siya within 3 months. Okay, meron ng span na 3 months na hindi ko siya nabayaran. So, we're going to find how much penalty ang idadagdag sa aking utang. Ayan, so I have here formula. Okay, so we're going to multiply the principal amount, yung hiniram nating pera, which is 10,000 pesos, and yung sinasabi ni Maya app na penalty, which is 0.17%. And then yung number of days natin. So yung 3 months is equivalent to 90 days. Ayan, so pinag-multiply lang natin silang lahat. 10,000 pesos multiplied by 0.0017 multiplied by 90. So yung 0.17% ni 10,000 ay 17 pesos. So 17 pesos multiplied by 90, ang utang pa sa utang natin, ay interest ng utang natin ay 1,530 pesos. So we're going to add it on our original, yung within the whole month. Yung original na value na babayaran dapat natin is 10,405.16 pesos. Idadagdag natin ngayon si penalty, which is 1,530 pesos. So, ang pinaka-total na ibabalik natin kay Maya is 11,935.16 pesos. So, yung pinaka-penalty natin or sasabihin natin interest natin on our utang is 1,530 1,200 I'm sorry 1,530.16 pesos if I fail to pay my debt within 3 months. Okay, so for all of that computations, we have here the summary of findings. Ayan, for our short term or the 3 years time frame. Okay, so the financial instruments that we use, their interest rates, their compounding period, paano lumalago yung interest, tuwing kailan, time frame, monthly deposit, which is we have calculated earlier, and then future values. Okay, so for this, so for savings, we have 3.5% compounding monthly, 3 years. Okay. Monthly deposit natin ay 263.85 yung ilalaan natin buwan-buwan. And for that, yung future value natin talaga is 9,999.88 pesos. Hindi siya eksaktong 10,000 but we're there. Okay, for the time deposit, we still also have the interest rate of 3.5%. Still, the compounding period is monthly. But in this one, we already completed the value within 1 year. So we used 1 year time frame. The monthly deposit though is 820 pesos. Medyo mas mataas siya kay savings. And the accumulated future value here is 9,840.6 pesos. In this case, but even if we got 9,840 pesos, we have the interest of 700 something pesos. Okay, for loan, it does the interest rate, if we fail to accumulate our utang within 30 days, we have 0.17%. The compounding period is daily. Ayan, daily pumapatong yung umiikot yung interest rate natin. And the time frame is 3 months. Yung 3 months na yung na-fail. And for that, the monthly deposit is 3,464. But the future value is 11,934.16. In this case, hindi ito yung marireceive natin. Ito yung ibabalik nating money for Maya. Okay, so this is my investment plan for the short term. How about long term? For long term one, we have long term goal of a coffee shop. Okay, so for long term goal, our goal is to start a coffee shop business. So my target amount for this one is around 200,000 to 250,000. So for starting a business, I think that's a small amount of money, but yeah, we're just starting it, small. We're starting it small. So my time frame for this one is 10 years. What do you call this? Ideally, for me, I will aim to have my target amount for 10 years. So I have here a list of estimated expenses in the capital. Ayan. Do I have? Ayan. Business permit, licensing. Ayan. We considered, of course, the government, BIR, or yung mga tax natin. Of course, our equipments na kailangan. Bibili natin yan. And initial inventory, yung mga ingredients, of course, kailangan bibili tayong kape, kung ano pang ingredients na kailangan natin for our shop. furnitures and interiors, and rent and deposit. So this is just only the estimated expenses. I have searched this online, watched some videos and advices from advices from owners that have their own small shops. Okay, so I have here my investment plan overview for long-term goal of 10-year time frame. Okay, here I also have financial instruments, my options on how I will accumulate my target amount. So my target amount, I closed it with 250,000 pesos. Okay, so the first financial instrument, I have used bond fund or a mutual fund, and based on the bank that I have searched or I will be using if ever, is it has 4% interest rate. So the compounding period for that is monthly. So monthly umikot yung interest rate natin. Financial instrument na next ay loan. Ayan, kung maglo-loan ba tayo ng 250,000 pesos. And for the bank that I have searched for this one, it has 1.3%. It also monthly. And then for the savings, it also has 0.19%. So monthly naman siya. Okay, so let's start. Okay, before that, I have here the computations. So this is the preview of my computations. Okay, so let's start with the bond fund. For the bond fund, I have chosen the Sun Life. Okay, may tinatawag si Sun Life na Sun Life Prosperity Bond Fund. Okay. Upon searching this, sabi dito, the risk of tolerance is low to moderate, and the investment horizon medium term. So, in between lang siya. Kumbaga parang the low yung risk, tama ba? Low yung risk niya, and yung return niya is medyo medium lang din yung mga risk niya, parang ganun. So, that's the risk tolerance. So, this is my computation. I have used mismo na yung future value. Okay. For in this case, let's assume that I have my own job now. Ayan. And I will contribute or maglalaan tayo ng certain amount of money for this one. And I have decided to use 2,000 pesos. Okay, so 2,000 pesos ang gagamitin nating principal amount, and 4%, which is from the Sun Life Prosperity Bond Fund, and that is 4%, and we have to still to divide it into 12, and our rate is 0.00333, repeating, and then of course for 10 years, and we have to convert it into months, which is 120 months. Ayan, using the formula of the future value, we have accumulated with, again, we have to substitute the values to our formula, and then we got 299,437.5 pesos. Ayan. Ganon kalaki yung makukuha natin. But, this is not certain because bond fund, it's like investing, like stocks and all. Okay, so this is just the estimated amount if medyo swerte yung investment yung pinag-i-investan natin company o yung mga dividends na makukuha natin. Ayan, but we are sure that we are going to accumulate the 250,000 pesos. Okay? So, for the next one, ayan, we got the future value of 2,994 pesos. So, here is a graph to the investment growth of my 2,000 pesos at 4% annual return for 10 years. So, stable siya. Stable naman siya. Ayan. Okay. For the next one, we have loan. So, yung pinili ko pong bank for this one is RCBC personal loan. I have searched, there are some features of business loans. And business loans offers 1 million. So, hindi natin, I mean, hindi pa natin siya kaya. Or maybe my vision is not that far enough pa. Kasi baka malayo pa. Ang 1 million masyado. So, this offers me, instead of getting of business loan, let's go with personal loan. So, here, it has, I can borrow for at least 30,000 at low interest, flexible payment terms for 6 to up to 36 months, and my interest rate is as low as 0.90%. Ayan. Depende siya sa loan ng isang customer o depende siya sa magiging loan ko. So here, I have my computations. So loan amount, we have 250,000 pesos. Yun yung hihiramin natin sa RCBC Bank. And for this one, sabi, ang rate ko for this amount is 1.3%. Ayan. At yung loan term natin is 24 months or 2 years. Ayan. So we get the total interest. We multiply 250,000 pesos with 0.013, which is the interest rate, 1.13%, and the 24 months. So we got 78,000. Hindi pala 78,000. 78 pesos lang. Ayan, pesos. For the total of the interest. So for the total payment, we have to add 78 pesos with 250,000 and we got 328,000 pesos. So for the monthly amortization o yung babayaran natin monthly is we have to divide 328,000 pesos into 24 months. So we got 13,666.67 pesos. Okay, so our amortization value is 13,666 pesos in 24 months. So I have here a table of my amortization. Okay, so that sums up my investment portfolio or my investment plan for both short-term and long-term goal. So let's talk about my choices of banks. So for the short term, I chose Maya Bank or Maya app because it is accessible and timely. Since I have to start this savings right now because as I have indicated earlier, yung aking allowance, dun ko siya binasa. And it's just simple. All of the instructions are indicated there in the app. And it is ideal for just a short amount of time, like 3 years plan, to purchase my printer. For the long term, I prioritize Sun Life Bond Fund. I have searched various of banks for mutual funding. And I have searched Sun Life because it has higher returns on compounding, and which is crucial on my 250,000 target amount on my business. And I also consider the RCBC loan, which has the 13% 16 monthly amortization over 24 months, and my savings of 4,259 pesos of monthly deposit. Ayan. So, it poses a potential burden. No, maybe, but it supports in the future. It supports my future cash flow. Ayan. Isasama natin siya sa ating budget. So, that's one of my realizations in these projects. Na nakakatulong siya talaga to what I call this. So that's my realization for this project. I gained deeper understanding on the practical side of financial planning or the saving or investing decision making. So more than just solving it or budgeting your money, I learned how to align financial goals into my real life goals. Okay, so even how small you have or even how small you have goals, like short term or long term, consistent decisions can lead into meaningful outcomes. Okay, so this project showed me that financial literacy is empowerment. So making informed choices, even with small amounts, can shape the stable and successful financial future. So all you have to do is, for me, all I have to do is to know what's the purpose, practice my skills or strategize on how to strategize on my financial planning and my investment decision making, and have the discipline. Okay, so that's all. Thank you for listening and have a great day.